Welcome, true seekers, to the Tarot Temple here at Spirit Vibes. I am back with another working money for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising on the cusp, CUSP. If you fit the description, stick around. This forecast may pertain to you. However, if it doesn't fit, please quit. With this being said, remember to give all the V's a thumbs and to check the description box. Now I'm ready for you to prepare for your messages from Source through me for Working Money Week of August 23 until August 29th. I hope you enjoy it and please stay awake. Hey anchors, welcome back. I am glad that you are in the house one more again. And before we get started, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into thank yous and gratitudes for subscribers and viewers. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and reflect your biblical reflector, tarot reflector, which is the reverse two of swords. And your message, your main message, your headliner for your work and money and maybe even your romance for this week is the choice you make, coming from Philippians 4 and 8. Okay, the choice you make coming from Philippians 4 and 8. Now remember, I told you the Tarot Temple is really a school of theology. You're free to think any way you want to. I'm just going to bring you the message the way Source wants me to bring you the message, okay? And then when it's time for me to speak, she'll let me know. So I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and find that scripture with me. Philippians 4 and 8. Okay? And while we're doing that, I just want you to know the planetary energy that's ruling your week for August 23rd through the 29th is Mars, okay? Now, Mars is the actual planet that rules Aries. So when I think of this, I think of the Emperor, or any of the fours, like your Four of Pentacles, your Four of Swords, your Four of Cups, your Four of Wands. That could be why, even if you're not a Libra, maybe you're a Libra with Aries in your sign. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Or you have Mars position in, say, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, okay? Something like that. You know, that's why I say in a general reading, you have to be very careful about what you think applies to you. First, it needs to resonate. If it resonates, pay attention. If it's not resonating, then it's not for you or it's not time. Generally, you can tell if it's predictive, okay? So we're going to go ahead and see what the heavens have in terms of a message for you this week. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Somebody else had this last week, I believe. I lost all my notes by accident last week. I was messed up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Also, Libra, you had the top views, so you'll be receiving the extension this week. Okay, and I hope that all of this is a blessing to you. I hope it helps you, you know, travel certain waters, roads, journeys, whatever it is that you need to get through, you know. And then I really like the fact that sometimes you have something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? It's not always bad, you know. So let's see. And Mars also can be a little bit more exciting, but he can also pop off. It just depends on where he's at, who he's talking to, the position he's in, okay? Overall, we have King Swords. Got the swords. So some of you, yeah, this is your energy, Libra. Yeah, okay. That's based on, damn, 10 of swords. You full of yourself this week, huh? What can you expect? 7 of Cups. stemming from the chariot, with the outcome of the Nine of Swords. Conflict and a challenge, and your supportive energy we'll get to in a moment. Okay. Are y'all nervous about something? That seems jittery to me. Okay. Maybe it's in your thinking, because that's what your scripture said. You know, whatever is good, lovely, pure, edifying, whatever, which serves a purpose, that's what you need to be thinking about. Okay. All right. What's your underlying energy? The Fool. So yeah, you could be jittery. You're starting new. Okay, you're starting fresh. You're starting over, or you're starting with a new person, or you could be starting with someone younger than you. She says. Okay. That can all be a little scary. You know what I'm saying? Because even us, you know, people that are public, you know, they may seem real cool, but they have their little nervousness at first before they get on the scene. You have a lot of Hollywood stars that say that they you know, like comedians and stuff, they be like, yeah, I'll be a little nervous before I get out there, but once they get out in that energy, boom, it's over, right? Okay. All based on the Ten of Swords. Something you gave into, you felt you had to do this, you feel you got to do this. I tell you all, this is my Psalms 23. It's based on 10 swords. This is Job sometimes. You know, Job in the Bible. God used him to prove to the devil that he was loyal. And you know, that's something we're missing today is loyalty. You know, outside of love and knowing what it means, is loyalty. So I don't know what this could be that you have to give into, you know, because this is asking God why. You know, because you can hear him. You know, this could even be if you're saying you're getting acupuncture or some type of treatment for ailments or just to relieve tension. You could be going to the spa. That's a meditative place. And you give into that tranquility and you listen and you try to hear, don't you? It's all based on that. It's all based on that stemming from the Chariot, which to me is about progress. Now, for some of you, you're getting into jewelry and you're getting into your some of you stones. You know what I'm saying? Some of you herbals, wherever you are around the world. What up to Cali? Okay, cause y'all free. Okay. Um. Yes, something. This is So this is the Cancer card. This is the card of the home. Okay, and so for some of you, this could be dealing with home practices. You may be getting into certain therapies at home. Okay, therapies to me can be anything: cosmetology, um, psychological stuff. You know, even this is psychology. Believe it or not, this is psychology, and it was actually my first major. That's why I kind of felt like I was supposed to be. Um, I don't know why I'm hearing some gripping excitement is coming from this. So I know this is something you want to push forward. I'm hearing gusto for some of you. This is progress and pushing upward. Okay, and oftentimes this reminds me of somebody who already has something established. This is like establishing something on top of what's already established. This is pushing upward, expansion. Okay, expansion. Let's see what the reading is, and then we're going to talk about that overall energy, which is the King of Swords, which this would be you. This is a expert. Okay, this is somebody who knows their craft. The King of Swords knows its shit. Whatever he's talking about, when it's a true King of Swords, and I always will um, apply an upright soul or spirit when it's in the upright position. If it's in reverse, I'll be telling you a whole lot of things about the King of Swords. But when it's up, it's on the up and up in his craft. It's true to his craft. You know, it speaks its truth and it will back it up. You see what I'm saying? So if this is psychological shit, if this is your therapist, um, the King of Swords is also a very good listener. And the King of Swords is really good at helping you guide yourself to, whatever it is that you need to resolve. You know what I'm saying? For you. Because the King of Swords is about you resolving you. You see what I'm saying? Because the King of Swords is, for the most part, if he's a righteous king, he's already resolved. And if you really know a true King of Swords, he has a lot to say, but he doesn't speak much. He doesn't speak, he's not what we would call a talker. Because he's too often in his head. And this King of Swords could be a male or female. Just roll with me. You know who you are. We don't have to discuss this all the time. Right? But what we do have to discuss is the reason. Yeah, this is following your heart. You see, you have the vision, you know what you're doing, you're checking the information. This is expansion. For some of you, this is going on film, okay? And the Eight of Wands, good energy is the reason. Some of you, because you're going places, you're going somewhere. See, because you left something, and that's the only way you can go somewhere, because you have to leave. You left something that's no longer useful now. I don't know if it was I'm sure it was an emotional move, but I don't know if it was like it was just time to go or you needed to go. You have to. It's just too much. It's not worth your time. Or sometimes it's just the season. You know what I'm saying? It served its time, right? This also is my Wizard of Oz card, my Dorothy card, my Backyard Solution card. Um, that was I didn't understand it as a young girl coming up, but as I began to, really dabble in stuff and read, I started to understood that the Wizard of Oz was about everything you need is in your backyard. You have it. It's there. You just got to go look for it. And that's what the Chariot does. The Chariot moves. It travels. It goes places. Okay? It follows its golden gourd. It stars. Okay? Some of you have a strong Cancer component in your chart. Okay? This could be you or the person that you're connected to. Okay? Overall energy is for some of you speaking your truth, saying your say, based on this. Some of you, ouch, this is slander. Some of you, this has to do with a death, okay? I don't know if this is a plot, but you will. Expect the Seven of Cups, okay? The Seven of Cups is all about your free choices. What they offer you at the grocery store, at the supply store, at the lawn and garden. I don't know where it is, where it's going. If it's coming to you, if you're going to it, it doesn't matter. This could be online. This could be your own personal footwork. But you're shopping this week. You're looking around for stuff because you're trying to expand. You're trying to create. You're trying to do what you want to do at home, because really that should be everyone's focus, because that's where it's going. And just to say that, let me throw this at you real quick. We had a deep discussion, me and my sister and us, last week, and we were discussing that ruling about the unemployment checks being cut off. And and I get their point. You got jobs, people getting them checks and they just want to stay home and stuff like that. And I was like, well, really, it's not as much as they trying to make it crack up to be. But my point is all of this. If it's $1,000 or $100, these people feel like they have worked 25 and 30 years. They've worked all their life. I can't take a break. I can't get a chance, a break, just a moment to try to create something for myself, because We know where the world is going. Self-sufficiency. And if you've been living the good life all your life, you're going to need somebody to help you. If you don't know nothing about hunger and homelessness, if you don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. Okay. Anyway, your outcome is the Nine of Swords, and there's a lot to sort out. You may be waking up with stuff on your... These are just thoughts. This is not always a horror story. Some of you, this is getting up early in the morning. Some of you, this is some like a psychological guilt based on this Ten of Swords. This is some psychological guilt based on this Ten of Swords. Because I hate to say this, but this is like a plot. What is going on? What is the fuck going on? Okay. Conflict and a challenge is the Hermit. This is things that you uncover. This could also be discovery. And discovery, let me explain. Because you have to be careful with the way people write things. That's why I say I'm going to count this King of Swords as a righteous King of Swords. Whatever's coming out of his mouth is coming from his truth. You don't have to agree with it. We all have different truths, right? But he speaks his truth and he lives his truth. This, when it's discovery, that means nobody found it yet. But if you uncover something, it's been there all the time. It's just you happen to have found it for yourself. Okay? So when you're discovering things, and say for instance, people already live on the land, and you say you discovered it, I have to question that. But maybe you uncovered the land. You found it. Yeah, people was there. Bow, boom. But you uncovered something you hadn't seen before. And then you begin to learn, right? Hermit. Education. Uncovering the facts. That's pride. Because the Hermit knows. The Hermit burns the midnight oil. And that could be this right here. This could be learning. You may be having to submit to that, students. Because I tell people all the time, when you go to college and you work, I really commend you. Because education is a 24-hour day job. Literally. It's all day. But if you smart enough to manage that and work a job and have a good time, you the bomb. What's going to help you? The sun, getting up early. Did I tell you? So yeah, you just got to get up early. You just got to do it. Because it's something that you have uncovered. Some of you, this is work. You know. Some of you, I see lawn services. Okay, that's wonderful. You know, I even see snow shoveling. So whatever you're doing, you're preparing for all seasons. And that is so freaking great. That is smart. You know, because I think of people ever think of doing shoveling snow and ice as a living in the wintertime. That is a good business. You know, just you can charge probably $45, $50 just to get snow and ice out of somebody's driveway so they can safely get out of that void. And it's a one-time thing, it'll be worth it. I'm telling you. That's smart. I don't know if you thought of that idea or if I just gave it to you, but you better take it because that ain't what I'll do. Let's find out what your spiritual oracle message is. I had to revise 3 of them because they were so torn. I couldn't fool with them no more. Y'all. I got my, what's the name? We just have to go with it. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Oh, there we go. Children. Oh. That's your oracle. So your creation. This, I don't know. This could be a real child. The child you're creating. Okay? Whatever you're making. This chariot here. You know, I don't know. Maybe some of you shopping. for a child. I don't know. I don't know. But we have to see what's going on. Okay, dear source, what's the reflective for the child? I see child play in this. I see a siblings. Um, I see the food. This is a new creation. Death is underneath that. I don't know. Because I do understand a lot of times, like, when it comes to a child, you know, sometimes one person passes where the other gives birth. So I don't know if that's what's going on in your life, Libra. My condolences. You know, we all experience it, and we all will go. But whatever it is, this is not always a physical death. This could be just an ending to some things that you've done before, because you're on a new path and you're ready to do some new things and market yourself a different way. You're in a state of expansion. And on that note, I'll close it out here and prepare for your special edition. All right, anchors, we're going to go ahead and dabble in for the sake of time. We're going to go ahead and pull your gemstone card. And I hope you can appreciate your extension. Your gemstone for this week is ruled by the Three of Coins. It's called the Rhodonite. It's beautiful. It looks like an egg, doesn't it? All nice and pink, pretty. The Rhodonite. And the moon is your undertone. So I say this is what you're working with externally. Internally, this is what you're working with, the moon. Confusion. It could be back with the Nine of Swords as well, you know. And also I heard comfort, because remember the Ten of Swords is for me, which is going to be for you right now, Psalms 23. Okay, so we're going to read what that's all about. Hopefully I can get through all of this fast enough. Three of Coins. Okay, so where is my, here it is. Where is it? In front of me. Three of Coins. This precious stone lets us realize our strengths, enable changes necessary for our development. Remember the Chariot, and assist in self-realization. It also has a calming effect on the mind and spirit. The interpretation for the tarot is master, ability, talent, self-development, power, dignity, work, perfection, art, recognition, promotion, and satisfaction. End of problems. Hopefully you're in that positive. If you're in the shadow aspect, there's a lack of love, carelessness, mediocrity, clumsiness, and weakness. And I just don't see that in the Chariot. So I think you're more on the up and up when it comes to your gemstone. And we're going to find out what you're working with in terms of that moon. Okay, which moon, what sign is it in? And you have the hair. Okay. Internally, you'll be working with Scorpio, moon in Scorpio. It is an auspicious time for new beginnings. That's your egg, right? Three of Coins is about third-party situations that help make money, that help grow. You see what I'm saying? For Scorpio, negative attitudes and fiery arguments are possible at this time. Channel your energies into positive physical activities like decorating or gardening. It's funny, I think I mentioned that. So in your extension, this is being on the watch, on the lookout for information, maybe some correspondence. Maybe you do in the Hermit, you're doing a little research and you're waiting for that to come back. But it's stemming from this Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is about feeling outside of the group, feeling outside of your friends, maybe even a loss of friendship. This could be family, siblings, whatnot. I don't know. But everywhere I turn, I see this new beginning of someone or something new coming in your life. And it's because of this King of Swords, this grand speaker. This is a writer, a lecturer, a teacher of sorts. You know, this is the reason that maybe even you are, some of you were weary about whatever this King of Swords was saying or teaching you. Maybe you didn't feel like you were a part of it. You know, did you feel excluded? I don't know. But your outcome is the news is coming. It will arrive suddenly, or this is you going after whatever it is you need to go after, because again, something arrives somehow. This is the information. Your underlying energy is, when I saw this card, the first thing I heard was the good fight. You know, it reminds me of when in that scripture where it says, I have fought the good fight, I have kept the faith, I have finished my course. Now I know that there is a story crown waiting for me. Now, if that's what you believe, that's what you, I'm just quoting the scripture. You know, we can do other perspectives another time, but this is putting in the work, you know, tackling that shit like you're supposed to. Because I tell people all the time, God is not going to give you anything. He won't give you nothing. He will reward you though. All right. And I know that was kind of fast. Oh yeah, and this extension is ruled by Saturn. Okay, this is the master teacher, the disciplinary. This is the Father of heaven. Okay, this is the energy of that, and that's what's ruling this extension. And I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, remember to walk by faith and by sight. Peace and one love.